Hello there, welcome to another video from Max Revs. I know I said I may not be producing much more content, but I thought why not let me show you the 7-hour clean I did to my 981 GT4 as I was pretty much getting it ready for the winter. I've pretty much decided I'm not going to be driving it on the Cup 2s in the winter months. The roads aren't that great and the weather's not that great around here, so I thought, you know what, it's a real fun car to drive in the sunshine and so on, but not so great in the winter months, so I am going to be parking it up for a few months. So in this video you can see the 7-hour clean that I do to my Cayman, and I'll talk you through what I'm doing. As an experiment here, I'm going to ask you to, if you're watching this video and if you enjoy the content on this channel, please give this video a thumbs up. I don't ask you guys to do thumbs ups, and basically, you know, I know that the whole YouTube algorithm kind of promotes those videos that have likes from other people out there. So I want to kind of promote this as a bigger Cayman channel, you know, get more subs out, kind of just get the word out there of how great the Cayman platform is. So if you kind of, you know, give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great for me. And I'm not going to be asking every video. This is just one of those things. This is more like an experiment that if I ask, do more people to sort of click the thumbs up button. But anyway, let me talk you through the car cleaning that's going on over here. So essentially, back to my Yorkshire trip, I wanted to do a very thorough clean here. I had the whole day free. The weather was kind of like cloudy. The sun wasn't really hot, so I could work without any kind of issues of any kind of cleaning products are going to be drying on the paintwork. So as you can see, I'm doing a wheels off clean here. The plan will be to take all 4 wheels off, clean the arches, clean the wheels, clean the tyres, dress them, and then get them back to normal. So what I'm doing right now, I've removed one of the wheels. I'm basically cleaning it with Built Hamber wheel cleaner. When that product runs out, I'm then switching over to Gyeon wheel cleaner. I do like that product. And then I've got the Gyeon tyre cleaner as well, and I'm going to be dressing this with Maguire's tyre gel. So that's pretty much what's happening on the wheel that's been taken off. It's kind of off camera. I wasn't planning to make a video, but I thought, why not let me share this with you, because it was quite a mammoth clean from my perspective. So right now I'm rinsing down the rear wheel arch and also the under tray. So when I came back from my trip from Yorkshire, I could basically, right now when I'm cleaning the car, there's kind of like a bit of a tangy smell coming off the car, which is basically like animal product, whether it's horse manure or cow manure. I'm not sure which one, but basically I wanted to give this car a real thorough clean, and this is the most thorough clean that I'll be doing on the car since I purchased the car. And I don't think the garage I bought the car from, or you know, even took the wheels off, so this is kind of a good chance for me to really get to inspect the car and get close with it. So I basically snow foamed the underside of the car as well. I went in there with the wheel brush, that kind of red brush you can see over there, and then after that I went in with some degreaser product, which I then work in with a little kind of like a brush that I've got. So I really kind of get a really nice clean wheel arch. As you can see, this wheel's about to go on. What I'm doing there, I've got a kind of a dirty microfiber cloth. I'm wiping down the bolts, the wheel bolts, cleaning the grooves, getting rid of any dirt in there, and then I'm using Optimal paste, which is basically recommended. If you do read your Porsche handbook, you'll see that it does tell you to use, I think it's an aluminium based paste. I'll have to check that, but it's made by Castrol. It's an Optimal or Optimally paste. It's there basically to prevent the wheel bolts from seizing up. Right now, I was probably checking the torque setting, or how much I need to tighten up the wheel bolts. It was 160 Newton meters. So you can see me here with my my torque wrench, basically torquing up the rear wheel. While we're on that topic, as I was taking off one of the wheels, it was super over tightened. So it was nice for me to kind of know that I've basically re-torqued all the wheel bolts to the correct setting, because one of them was super tight, like way over torqued, which is not good for the bolts. But anyway, I've kind of re-torqued that during the process of removing the wheels and putting them back on again, so everything's good there. Now I'm just basically looking to do the same to the front wheel. I guess one of the kind of the habits I've got is I jack up on the opposite side to the wheel that I'm removing. If you know from previous videos, I've got something called the safe jack. Using my low profile lifter, my trolley jack, and the safe jack, I did not have enough clearance to basically get the whole thing under the car. So I'm lifting this on my trolley jack alone. It is a professional trolley jack, it's low profile. So I'm kind of like, you know, I know I'm taking a bit of a gamble, lifting up the car just on the trolley jack, but hey, you know, many sort of garages do the same. I know you're not supposed to, but it's a good quality trolley jack, so that's what I've done here. Once again, just repeating the same formula of getting in there, rinsing it down with water to basically dislodge any kind of like solid debris, pulled out any leaves, then spraying it with snow foam, letting that to sit for a while, brushing that in, rinsing it off, then getting in there with the kind of the degreaser, brushing that around, giving that a final clean, and actually while I'm around the front, I snow foamed the front of the under tray as well, so I could basically give that a really good clean. Previous to that, you just sort of saw me removing a couple of leaves from the air intake on the driver's side. Pretty much the same process is going to be repeated on the other side of the car. It's basically both wheels off, arches snow foamed, well, rinsed, then snow foamed, then degreased, then brushed. You can see me doing the wheel bolts there again, cleaning them and then putting on the wheel paste. So I'll basically go quiet now. I'll let you see the same on the other side of the car, and then I'll come back with more commentary. quite lucky with the weather on this day. It was quite cold, very cloudy, there was no chance of rain, so the snow foam really had a great chance to sit on the car without getting dried out by the sunlight. And as you can see here, it's basically penetrating all that dirt and it's all sort of coming off in the surface runoff. So you can see the kids in my local area, they do love it when the snow foam comes out. They think it's Christmas. Right now I've got a soft brush which I'm using basically in all the kind of crevices, the plastic areas around the bumper trim, the air intakes, just really getting in there and dislodging any dirt that will be trapped in. And this is kind of the best kind of snow foam. This is a auto glim snow foam, so it's quite kind of sudsy. So here we go. All that kind of mucky water coming off, pretty much leaving a practically very clean car right now. And you can see beadings appearing. So obviously when I purchased the car, there was a G-Technic product that's been applied to the PPF, and you can basically kind of notice that by the kind of like the streaky kind of like water runoff that you can see there. Now in the bucket I have got a Meguiar's, one of their shampoos. I've got my mitt there. At this stage I had just done the roof and I was thinking, hey, the car's quite clean, I won't need to use my 2-bucket method. Right about now I kind of noticed there's a bit of muck coming off on my mitt, and you can see there I brought out my Meguiar's wash bucket over there with a kind of grit guard at the bottom. I've got 2 of those. Although, you know, I didn't really bring out the second bucket because I didn't really feel it needed it, because the car was pretty clean. It was pretty much the passenger side. The doors of, you know, obviously the lower you go, the more kind of dirt you get. So what you're seeing here is me basically working through with the Meguiar's. Anything like a little bit of tree sap I kind of noticed on the car, you get small bits of tar. Just kind of work my way gently with that microfiber cloth and the shampoo, and eventually that material kind of rubbed off. I did notice that obviously with PPF, contaminants bond to it less than they do to paint directly. So I do find that, you know, with mild agitation, you can get rid of all those kind of contaminants. So this looks like the wash is done. I've emptied the rinse bucket. I'm now giving it a final rinse with a clean water, just to basically get rid of any traces of shampoo. And you can see that blue container to the left, that cylindrical thing, that is a race glazed unit. That's a 0 ppm water filter, which means right now I am rinsing off the car with 100% kind of decontaminated water. So there is no chance for there to be any water spotting or minerals. This water, I'm kind of making sure I get into all the kind of the crevices and all the gaps around the windows and so on. So then right now I've basically got ionized water on the car. Now I basically have my dedicated blower for the car, which I find is great for getting water out of all these kind of seams. And you can kind of see that the car is just starting to gleam. So it's obviously, it's had the snow foam, it's had the washed shampoo, it had the ionized water, and now I'm just getting rid of that ionized water, which I find really does help. For those kind of, it does leave, you know, the few kind of micro droplets. I've got one of these kind of drying towels, very kind of soft material, going over the car with that, and then that'll basically get the bodywork entirely clean. You'll see me here now kind of tidying up the area, getting rid of all my tools, and I'll be probably stepping inside for a few minutes to change my clothes, because obviously now that the car has just been washed, I want to basically take it for a short drive to basically get all the kind of air going over the car, and basically, you know, get a bit of heat, get all the brake pads and discs all cleaned up. And this is probably about 15 minutes later I've come back. So now the car is thoroughly dried. I basically did a long stretch, and right now what you can see me doing is applying a product called Geon PPF Maintain. It's a kind of a silicon oxide or silicon dioxide product, which basically just gives it a bit of hydrophobicness to the surface, and it just kind of means that it provides a bit more slip because the car cover is going to go over the car once I'm done. So this just gives it a nice bit of a slick finish. Effectively, it's effectively like waxing your car. It's a maintenance product for the PPF, especially for PPF. So that goes onto a damp towel. You spray it quite, you don't use too much of it, so it's quite sparingly. And then basically once you let it dry, just for a few seconds, you buff it off with a clean microfiber. So you'll see me alternating the two cloths here. I have to say, having a rear spoiler is so helpful for placing my microfiber towels while I'm kind of working on the car. Final kind of clean up around all the nooks and crannies, as it were. And you can see that I'm now 6 hours into the since I started. Out comes the vacuum cleaner. A final clean. So what I've done, I've got a brush, right, you can see me there, I'm basically brushing the Alcantara, which basically loosens all the dirt and grime and dust, and that all comes off onto the carpets, and then I've come in here with the vacuum cleaner to basically clean the carpets and clean up the dust that's come out of the Alcantara. So here I'm coming in, probably with a glass cleaner, giving the glass inside and eventually out a thorough clean. And then I believe I'm going to be coming in with a bit of leather cleaner. Is that? Yeah, so this would be some a leather cleaning product. Once again, Geon, I do quite like Geon's products. Basically going over all the leather areas there with a very mild leather cleaner. Getting ready now to attach the C-Tech battery charging terminals. So the car will be left shortly to the left of my driveway. I'll leave it on a battery tender, and so right now I am over pressuring the tyres because the car is going to be parked up for a month or more. I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm pretty much, I think I have pumped up the rears to about 40 and the front probably at about 38, which is way above what you need when you're driving the car, but it's enough to kind of prevent flat spots. So this is it, pretty much parked into the final position. That thing you can see on the rear parcel shelf, that is some kind of like, it's like those silica gel granules you get in electronics products. It's basically there to soak up any moisture that's in the car. And I've also left one at the front of the car, so one at the back, one at the front. And right now I am unwrapping my brand new cover, which I purchased from Specialized Covers. This is an outdoor cover, which is basically breathable. Lets moisture escape from the paintwork, but obviously it's rainproof as well. Had to get a bit of help from the wife because I didn't want the cover touching the floor, and obviously I wanted to make sure do the best job possible. So basically the wife came out to assist me. And then very finally, these straps. It comes with 4 straps that go under the car to basically make sure that the cover is kept nice and tight. Now at the moment you can kind of see there's a crease line. This cover's just come out of the box. They did say that the cover is manufactured slightly larger, and obviously after it rains and goes through a few drying cycles, the material may shrink a little bit. So basically that's why it looks a little bit kind of like a bit big right now. It's obviously gone dark, so the sunlight has gone, and just basically, you can see I've got a torch out there. Had to call out the wife with help with the straps because I had to get them adjusted, and for some reason I couldn't quite figure out how to adjust the straps. So right now we're just basically putting straps under the car. It's basically gone through its clean. It's being covered up now, and here it's going to rest for a period of time now. In this very short clip you see here, because I'm a little bit OCD, the car had been covered for 1 week. It had rained quite a bit in that week, and I just wanted to see how the car cover was performing, and also I was a little bit conscious of the fact that I had basically covered up the car straight after a car wash, and even though I'd driven the car and the car was dry, I was just a little bit concerned that in case there was any sort of moisture that was sort of coming off the car, and I just wanted to test how the car cover was doing. So basically the day was a lot sunnier today. This is a week later. I removed the car cover, basically gave it another protection of PPF Maintain because I felt like I just rushed a little bit because obviously time was kind of like of the essence, and I was losing sunlight when I did the wash the week before. So basically here you can see me giving a much more careful application of the PPF Maintain. There was more temperature out there as well, which basically meant that the product was curing a little bit better, then I can basically wipe it off and just sort of see how that was looking. And here I just sort of gave the glass a bit of a protection as well, and you can just see that the car is absolutely gleaming. So I moved the wheels a little bit as well, just to make sure that the kind of like there was no kind of adhesion between the pads and the discs, and everything was really dry. The car moved very easily. Obviously the handbrake is not applied and the car is on chocks here. So this now is the car wrapped up for the next couple of months. I think the weather's not that great these days, and there's less occasions to get out and about, so it may be that I'm actually putting this car away for 2 months. The car definitely has to come out in January 2022 because that's when the service is due and the warranty runs out. I'll be looking to basically get that work done at the Porsche dealership. Enjoying life in cars to the max, and I wish you all the best. See ya.